What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal SpazPhoenix, the YWC Reality Check, here with episode 2 of Road Signs. Couple points to hit tonight. Not reviewing anything tonight. This isn't a review of SmackDown, but SmackDown was great. I think we can all agree. Bringing The Rock to SmackDown, bringing the having a WWE Championship match that actually mattered on SmackDown. I think WWE is at least trying, at least while we're going into the WrestleMania season, to get people to watch a lot more of SmackDown so that these SmackDown-based matches going into WrestleMania, I don't know, mean something. That's good. But it brings me to my first point. Alberto Del Rio, our new World Heavyweight Champion. Now, everybody has their own opinion, as they always do here in the YWC. Have your opinion, throw it out there, stick it to the wall, and everybody else will tell you what they think of your opinion. I say give their opinion of your opinion, and then we get a snowball and all that sort of thing. Now, it's being said that this is a cheap ploy by the WWE just trying to suck in the Mexican audience. Sources on NoDQ, etc. say that this move has been made so that we can have a true Mexican champion in the WWE to support that demographic, or lean a bit of attention to that demographic, which is cool. I mean, if you're a US-based company, you're going to cater to the United States of American citizens first and foremost, but then you're going to cater to your immediate neighbors, which is us up here in Canada and Mexico. So, yeah, I mean, for the most part, and WWE's even said this themselves, more or less, Sin Cara was a failed project. And Rey Mysterio, at best, is unreliable at this point. I mean, and I'm not saying this to shit on the guy, because I have a shitload of respect for Mysterio, but between injuries, personal matters, and drug abuse scenarios, Rey Mysterio isn't reliable as that guy. And I've said for years, in some respects, Alberto Del Rio does remind me a lot of Eddie Guerrero. And if we have him, and if we keep him as a face, which is a really, really interesting another experiment that they're doing right now that a lot of people are shitting on, but Alberto Del Rio as a face is showing a lot of intensity, a lot of passion, and a lot of density to a positive character, which I will admit I didn't think Alberto Del Rio could do. I loved him as a heel. I'm starting to love him even more as a face. First of all, it was the shock factor, the surprise factor, because I didn't think he would turn face. Second of all, it's because he's making a damn good run of it. And I hate to say it because it involved the Big Show, but the match on SmackDown could have happened on a pay-per-view, and I wouldn't have had any problem with it at all. Not only did he sell in the match how much the match meant to him, how much avenging his friend meant to him, and how much shot at the World Heavyweight Championship meant to him, which he's never held, because he's only ever been WWE champion. This is his first World Heavyweight Championship. Not only did he sell it in the match with his, scrapping together and fighting against the odds and all that kind of thing, he sold it after the match, standing barely long enough to make that last 10 count. And as soon as the 10 count was over and he had won, he collapsed on Ricardo and, fell to his knees in the ring, and he was, looked like he was about to cry, and, grasping at his friend and hugging his friend and all that sort of thing. He sold the victory better than most people do these days. I mean, it's fine to, get up on the turnbuckle, hold up the belt, be arrogant, haha, I won, or yes, I won, look at me, I'm the best. But to genuinely be overtaken by the emotion of the win and the emotion of what that championship means to you is something we haven't seen in a long, long, long time. Honestly, and yes, people are going to say that I'm overselling it, but when he fell to his knees in the ring with the belt, I heard the old commentators from the old Shawn Michaels match at WrestleMania, where Shawn Michaels collapsed in the ring, and all you heard was, I believe, Vince McMahon saying the boyhood dream has come true for Shawn Michaels. And if they had overdubbed, if the commentators had overdone something like that very similar for Alberto Del Rio, it would have fit perfectly. Not because I think Del Rio is on the same level as Shawn Michaels, so don't run to the hills and get a noose and chase me down or whatever like that, but it was a moment with that much emotion. Now, I am very, very happy for Alberto Del Rio. I'm a fan of Alberto Del Rio. I'm a fan of that guy's ability in the ring, even when his character was bordering on stale, I will admit. You can't help but be a fan of his ability in the ring if you're a wrestling fan. If you're a casual fan and you're looking at characters and you're looking at who you want to back and all that, I understand that. His character got stale, for sure. I will admit it myself, it was hard for me to be a fan of his at some point because character-wise he wasn't being utilized to the best of his ability. But if you are a fan of in-ring wrestling, you can't not like this guy. I mean, I'm not going to tell you who to like or not like, but logic dictates if you're a true fan of in-ring wrestling, you can't not be a fan of Del Rio. Now, that's what I'm happy about. On the more selfish side, what am I happy about? We are done with the stupid, pointless, boring, dragging, tooth-pulling boredom of the Big Show Sheamus feud. Oh yes. Thankfully, Sheamus has moved on to Randy Orton, it seems, and there's two good things that are going to come out of that. Sheamus and Orton actually work well together, so it's something that Sheamus can be involved in that I will actually give a shit about. Now, because Sheamus has little or no depth of character, I don't see them turning him heel again, which means finally Randy Orton's going to go heel. And that will be great. If we have a heel Randy Orton by the time Mania comes around, that will do great things for whoever he's in the ring with at the time. But we've gotten rid of Big Show. We've gotten rid of Sheamus. Now, what do we have left? We have the upcoming Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio. It's going to happen at some point. Now, is it going to happen at the Elimination Chamber? Is it going to happen when Ziggler cashes in Money in the Bank? Is it going to wait and happen at WrestleMania? Nobody knows. But, I mean, you've got a workhorse like Dolph Ziggler, and you've got a guy with the God-given ability of Alberto Del Rio. You will have a World Heavyweight Championship title scene that people actually give a shit about, which will bring eyes back to SmackDown, and it will bring eyes to the SmackDown events, which will bring eyes to the SmackDown matches that are happening at Rumble, Chamber, Mania, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, and everything going forward. If Alberto Del Rio still has the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, then good for him, because he fucking deserves it. That's it. The next thing I want to talk about is a rumor. Oh yes, the rumor mill churns all year round, but especially fast and especially hard in WrestleMania season. Now you guys that have been watching me for a long time know I don't like to give a lot of credence to the rumors from places like No DQ and WrestleZone and places like that, because normally they're bullshit. The reason I'm going to be talking more about rumors in the WrestleMania season is not necessarily because I'm giving credence to the rumors, not necessarily because I think those rumors are true, but inside all of us there's a little bit of a fantasy booker. It's like, that's interesting. I doubt they're going to do it, but if they did do it, how awesome would that be? And the rumor is this. The rumor is a gigantic plan for Ziggler at WrestleMania, and that plan would be this: to have Ziggler win the Royal Rumble, choose to go up against whoever the WWE champion is at the time at WrestleMania, win, and then cash in Money in the Bank on whoever the World Heavyweight Champion is, and have him be a unified champion. This works on a lot of levels, because Dolph Ziggler's persona right now, portrays the persona of a show-off, does things not for the fans, but for the fans to ooh and ah at. I'm doing this, and I expect you to ooh and ah me. I expect you to cheer for me. I expect your jaw to drop. I expect your eyes to bulge. Now, Money in the Bank is prestigious enough. I mean, if Cena can win it and lose, Ziggler can definitely win it and win. To hold both titles, Money in the Bank and Royal Rumble winners, simultaneously is something that's never been done, something he can brag about, etc. I could almost see him coming out with a second briefcase with the Royal Rumble logo on it, Or have Big E carry one for him and have AJ carry the other one for him, because he has a little bit of an entourage now, which is also awesome. Unified Champion. WrestleMania would belong to Dolph Ziggler. Now, if he came out of there with both championships, he would own the day, as the expression goes. Now, if you can go into a day like WrestleMania where you know you're going to have Triple H, Brock Lesnar, The Rock, John Cena, CM Punk, Undertaker, Kane, Daniel Bryan, all those top-notch guys, and we don't even know who else. We could have outside athletes like we've had a couple of years. We could have more legends come back. Hell, Jericho could come back by Mania. We don't know. If you can have WrestleMania with all those people in it, and you come out the winner of the day, that's, going and showing off. That's, going in and not only proclaiming your spot at that WrestleMania, but proclaiming your spot in that year and in the history books, because ever since the brand split, ever since Eric Bischoff brought back that leftover belt from WCW, and I've been saying that ever since, there has been 2 world champions, which means there has not been a singular best. And that is a problem. And if Ziggler can not only carry both belts, say, look at all these names that I've defeated in one night, this is my year, da-da-da-da-da, but finally solve that problem of there being two guys in the WWE that can call themselves the best, Ziggler will be on top of the world. And I'm not saying this, and I'm not asking you guys your opinion on this based on, do you think Ziggler could do it, do you think Ziggler deserves it? But in general, I want you guys to put down in the box below, how monstrous would this be for anybody if they actually put this plan into effect? If they actually had the Money in the Bank winner and the Royal Rumble winner be the same person. If you actually had the Money in the Bank winner and the Royal Rumble winner win both titles on the biggest stage. Means you can call yourself the best twice in one night on the biggest show of the year. That would be fucking phenomenal. Do I think it's going to happen? Absolutely not. I'm not that delusional. But it's fun to play around sometimes. Now, next thing. What comes with WrestleMania season? We get the Rumble, the Chamber, and Mania itself. But we also get the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, the rumor / announcement / rumblings, whatever, is that the first inductee into the 2013 WWE Hall of Fame is going to be Mick Foley. That's fantastic. Long overdue, in my opinion. Problem is, or not necessarily the problem, but the next question is, it seems in the past couple of years, almost as important as the inductees is who's doing the inducting. Vince McMahon inducting Stone Cold Steve Austin was a huge announcement in and of itself. Not only for Austin to be going into the Hall of Fame, which was a guarantee. You couldn't have a Hall of Fame without Stone Cold Steve Austin. In my opinion, you can't have a Hall of Fame without Mick Foley. But the bigger announcement to a lot of people was the fact that Vince McMahon, of all people, would be inducting him. That really, really puts a whole different level of a stamp on it. You know, who else can I think of? You know, Triple H inducted Shawn Michaels. That made sense. Christian inducted Edge. That made sense. Who was it? It was Chavo and Ray and Chris Benoit, I think, inducted Eddie. That made sense on a whole lot of levels. See, here's my thing. I haven't watched enough WCW. I watched WCW in its last few years, which does not in any way, shape, or form make me an expert on WCW. I do love going back to guys like Mark Pearson who go back and review old shows that did review the old WCW products so I can learn little tidbits along the way. But I am in no way a WCW expert, and I have virtually no knowledge of the original ECW, other than the stars from ECW that I eventually grew to love in WWE programming, like Raven, etc. But because I don't have those bits of knowledge, I don't know who to suggest should induct Mick Foley. I don't have the requisite knowledge to make a proper announcement like that. Based on his run in the WWE, there's really only 4 people that could induct him, I think. And that would be Paul Heyman, Triple H, The Rock, or Terry Funk. That's it. Like, my favorite rivalries of all time have been Triple H versus Mick Foley in any incarnation, or The Rock versus Mick Foley in any incarnation, or The Rock and Saw Connection, which was just fucking hilarious and wonderful. Paul Heyman, I'm assuming, would have a shit ton of connection with Mick Foley because of the whole ECW thing. I don't know for sure. Somebody correct me down in the box below if they don't like each other or something, but it's the only ECW name I can think of off the top of my head. Terry Funk, I know for a fact they've been like friends for years and years and ever and ever and ever. So, and they had a brief run as a tag team in WWE as Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie, so that would be great as well. I know most of the old ECW guys do like ECW reunion shows and whatnot, so maybe somebody from there. I don't really know. Ultimately, bottom line, Mick Foley going into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2013, amazing, and I'm begging all the butthurt people of the YWC to do me one favor. Don't do what you did last year a lot, and what you do every year a little bit. Last year, Edge retired from the WWE because of a broken fucking neck, got inducted into the Hall of Fame that year. Now everybody's like, oh, it's too soon, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, and whatever. You can have your opinion that it was too soon. You can't deny that his career deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. Whether it happened now, whether it happened 10 years from now, Adam Copeland's career was going to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. That's a fact. You can't deny... It's a fact. It's the same as Triple H will be in there one year. Undertaker, the year he retires, will go into the Hall of Fame. Same thing with Kane, unfortunately, along with Paul Bearer and all that. John Cena, I'm surprised they haven't thrown him in the Hall of Fame already just because they're that much up his ass. Randy Orton, when he retires, will go in the Hall of Fame. These are facts, people. These are facts that you can't really refute. These people will be in the Hall of Fame. Now, the problem was, last year, everybody and their mother was convinced that the headliner of the Hall of Fame should be Randy Savage. I'm not going to dispute that. My knowledge of Randy Savage, Macho Man, isn't as great as some people's. I was a fan of his from what I saw. I really liked him as part of the NWO and WCW from the bits that I saw. I'm not denying in any way, shape, or form his place in history. I'm not in any way, shape, or form denying the fact that he should be in the Hall of Fame, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But what I am saying is the fact that he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame and wasn't doesn't take away from the fact that Edge also deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. So, what I am asking you all this year to at least consider, whoever it is that you think should be in the Hall of Fame, whether it's Bruno Sammartino, whether it is Savage, whether it's Owen Hart, whether it's this person, that person, the next person, that you are clamoring to see in the Hall of Fame, don't take their absence out on a great star like Mick Foley. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not getting on a high horse. I'm just heart to heart. You guys know I'm always honest with you. I'm asking you guys, please, whoever you wish was in the Hall of Fame, don't take it out on whoever actually does get inducted this year. Fair enough? Fair. I think that's pretty fair. The last thing, and this is how I'm going, from now until the Rumble, this is how I'm going to end every Road Signs episode, and it is the Rumble so far, and it's people that have been officially announced for the Rumble. And this doesn't include, surprises. Obviously, we're going to get at the Rumble and, filler and jobbers and all that sort of thing. But what I'm going to do at the end of each one of these videos, I'm going to say, this is the Rumble so far. And of the people that I list off, or the people that we know about so far, I want you to tell me in the bottom, of the people announced so far, if you had to choose a winner, who would you choose? And the Rumble so far is John Cena, Randy Orton, Sheamus, Dolph Ziggler, Antonio Cesaro, and all 3 members of 3MB. So of those, how many is that? That's 8 people? Of those 8 people, if you had to choose one of those 8 people, who would you pick? Put it down in the box below. Anyways, that's it, guys. That's been episode 2 of Road Signs. I've been your buddy, your pal, SpazPhoenix, the YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there. Talk down there. Start a conversation. Keep these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. Thanks for joining me on the road to WrestleMania. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, I'm tagging out. So shut up, you're a freak like me.